In a world full of noise, your brain quietly works to remember, focus, and keep up with life. But stress, age, and even poor diet can make it feel like your thoughts are stuck in slow motion. That's where turmeric steps in, not as a miracle, but as a humble spice with calming support for your inner clarity. If you've ever felt foggy or forgetful, this golden root might just be what your brain's been waiting for. Let's explore how turmeric can gently support your mind. 1. Little signs we miss: how the brain asks for help. Sometimes the brain doesn't scream for help, it whispers. You walk into a room and forget why. You can't recall the name of a movie you just watched. You feel drained even after a full night's sleep. And no matter how much coffee you drink, the fog never really clears. These little signs may seem harmless, but they're actually the brain's way of asking for gentle support. You see, the brain is like a hard-working office that never really shuts down. It files memories, processes emotions, solves problems, and even keeps your heart beating while you sleep. And just like any system that runs non-stop, it needs maintenance. Mental fatigue, lack of focus, short-term forgetfulness, they're not always about age. They can be caused by chronic stress, poor sleep, blood sugar spikes, or even low-grade inflammation. And over time, these little stressors quietly wear down the brain's ability to stay sharp and resilient. Think of it like a windshield slowly gathering dust. You don't notice it right away, but one day you realize you're not seeing the road as clearly as you used to. But here's the wonderful part. The brain responds beautifully to gentle care. Movement, deep sleep, hydration, and certain natural compounds like turmeric can help reduce that mental dust, especially curcumin, the golden compound in turmeric. It's like a warm golden cloth that helps clear the windshield and reduce the invisible stress inside the brain. And that brings us to something truly fascinating. What if there's a way to support not just memory and focus, but the harmony between brain cells themselves? In the next part, we'll explore how curcumin may help restore that cellular rhythm, the quiet symphony behind a well-functioning mind. 2. Turmeric and the mind-body connection. Sometimes we think of the brain and the body as two separate things, but in truth, they're deeply connected, like two dancers moving in sync. What we eat doesn't just feed our stomach, it also shapes our mood, our energy, and the way we think. Have you ever noticed how a heavy, greasy meal makes your body feel sluggish, and your mind too? Or how a fresh, balanced meal can lift your mood without you even realizing it? That's the mind-body connection at work. And turmeric has quietly supported that connection for centuries, not with loud promises, but with gentle, golden support that starts from within. Turmeric isn't just a spice for cooking. It's also been treasured in traditional practices for its role in maintaining balance, not just in the body, but in how we feel and function each day. It's like a warm, golden bridge between your gut and your thoughts, between yourselves and your spirit. And while modern science is still uncovering all the layers, we already know this. When we care for our body, the mind responds. And turmeric, in its humble, natural form, may play a supportive role in helping us feel more centered, more present, more us. Because when your body feels in harmony, your thoughts become clearer, your mood steadier, and your sense of self more grounded. Just like tuning an instrument before a performance, nourishing this connection sets the stage for a sharper, calmer, more vibrant mind. And that brings us to the next part of our journey, where we look deeper into what researchers are discovering about turmeric's role in calming the brain's inner environment. 3. Curcumin and brain inflammation. What the research suggests. Inside our brain, there's a quiet orchestra of activity. Nerve cells fire messages, signals move with speed and rhythm, thoughts form, memories spark. But sometimes that rhythm gets disrupted, slowly, silently. Modern life, with its stress, lack of sleep, and poor diet, can trigger chronic inflammation deep within the body. And yes, even inside the brain. Inflammation is like heat rising in a machine. A little is part of the process, but too much for too long may begin to wear things down. That's where curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, enters the picture. Researchers have been exploring how curcumin may help maintain a calmer internal environment, especially in areas linked to memory, focus, and mood. Curcumin appears to have properties that support the body's natural way of regulating inflammatory responses, like a gentle breeze cooling the overheated engine. Not forcing, not fixing, just supporting balance from within. This doesn't mean it's a cure-all, but it does mean we have one more natural ally in the journey toward mental clarity and long-term well-being. A golden ally that's been trusted for generations and now being quietly explored by science. And as we understand this harmony between turmeric and the brain, we can begin to look at how it may support something even more precious: our memories. In the next section, we'll walk through early research on turmeric and how it may play a role in memory recall and retention. So let's continue our journey into the mind's most treasured garden. 4. Turmeric and memory. Early observations from studies. Memory is like a garden. Each moment a seed, each experience a flower blooming quietly in the back of the mind. But just like any garden, it needs care, time, and protection from overgrowth or drought. As we age, or when life becomes overwhelming, it's natural for some petals to fade. Names slip, thoughts pause mid-sentence. We walk into a room and forget why. Researchers have begun to gently explore how turmeric may support memory, not as a miracle cure, but as a humble helper, a root with compounds, especially curcumin, that seem to interact with areas of the brain tied to memory and focus. In early observations, some small studies have suggested improved recall or attention in people who took turmeric regularly over time. It's like offering the garden soft sunlight and rich soil, not forcing growth, just nurturing it patiently. And what's remarkable is that this support isn't limited to the brain. Turmeric works systemically, offering harmony throughout the body. So when we look at memory, it's not just about remembering more. It's about creating the inner conditions that allow clarity to bloom naturally. In the next part, we'll talk about what happens to our thinking as we age and how turmeric may support gentle clarity, even as time moves forward. Let's walk into that with calm optimism. 5. Protecting cognitive function as we age. Aging is a beautiful part of life. It brings wisdom, perspective, and stories worth telling. But with it also comes small changes. A familiar name might rest on the tip of the tongue. Our thoughts sometimes feel just a step behind. This isn't something to fear. It's simply the brain's way of adapting as years go by. Neural pathways slow, some connections fade, but the good news is they can also be nourished. Turmeric has gently entered the conversation here, not to reverse time, but to support clarity through the years. Curcumin, the golden compound within turmeric, may help by reducing oxidative stress and low-grade inflammation, two natural shifts that tend to increase with age. Imagine your brain as a treasured library. Turmeric is like a humble caretaker, quietly dusting the shelves, keeping the lights bright, making sure each story stays easier to find. Of course, this isn't about turmeric alone. A calm mind also comes from quality sleep, moving your body, staying hydrated, and keeping your heart light with connection and purpose. When turmeric joins this lifestyle, it becomes one part of a graceful aging journey. Not loud, not flashy, just quietly helpful. Coming up, let's talk about how you can actually invite turmeric into your meals or routines. Simple ways to make it part of your brain-friendly habits, with joy, not pressure. 6. How turmeric fits into a brain-friendly diet. Adding turmeric into your routine doesn't have to feel like a health overhaul. In fact, some of the most powerful changes come from small habits done consistently. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't need to flood it, just a little bit, every day, with care. Turmeric works best the same way. A sprinkle in your morning eggs, a teaspoon stirred into warm milk, a comforting turmeric latte in the afternoon, or, if convenience matters, a capsule with your daily meal. The important thing isn't how fancy it looks, but how often you include it. Daily is ideal because the compounds in turmeric, especially curcumin, need time to build their presence in your system. Pairing turmeric with black pepper helps too. It's like giving your body the key to unlock more of its golden benefits. Healthy fats from coconut milk or olive oil can also make it easier to absorb. Just remember, turmeric alone doesn't replace a healthy diet, but it can be a beautiful companion, supporting your mind alongside colorful veggies, whole grains, good sleep, and joyful movement. Whichever form you choose, look for one that's consistent, that you'll return to again and again, because just like learning or growing stronger, the benefits of turmeric come with time, patience, and gentle repetition. And now, as we come to the close of this journey, let's pause together and remember the deeper message in all this. It's not just about turmeric, it's about taking care of the mind that takes care of you. Every day, your brain works quietly behind the scenes. It solves problems, processes feelings, remembers names, and keeps your body moving. Taking care of it doesn't require drastic change, just small, kind decisions. One meal, one walk, one breath at a time. And if turmeric becomes part of that care, let it be a companion, not a cure. A golden reminder that nature has always offered gentle support. In a world that moves fast, slow down for your mind. Give it space to rest, to focus, to thrive. And as always, give your mind the care it deserves, moment by moment. Take care of your inner world and let nature lend a hand. Until next time, stay golden, stay well.